Hi everyone, this is Marianne here from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. How are you today, wherever you are in the world when you're watching? A huge shout out to you. I want to read today on the possible indictment of Donald Trump, defendant Trump, US former president, multiple time loser, lost the 2020 election, 2018 lost the Senate 2022 or didn't fail to win back the Senate 2022, just keeps on losing in general and midterm elections. Nevertheless, he's the front runner in the for the Republican Party at this stage, and of course has been indicted on state charges in New York. He's already been indicted federally on classified documents charges under the Espionage Act, and now he's received a target letter about possible indictments for January the 6th. How bad does it get? Well, it's going to get even worse for him, and even worse for those that support him or are still hanging on the cliff top, trying to defend him, trying to defend the indefensible. Really, that's been the pattern of the last six, 7 years. It's defending the indefensible. By the way, poor old Israel, the news came out that when he was president, they loaned him some artifacts from their collection in the museum, and said, well, okay, you can have these for a couple of weeks, but they must be returned. Well, guess what? Israel is trying to follow up because these artifacts are at Mar-a-Lago. So, of course, what the FBI and DOJ, it'll only be a question of time before somebody has to go in and retrieve Israel's artifacts. My goodness me. Everything belongs to Donald Trump, including the country. That's what he thinks, including America. Oh dear. Well, I must say, Republicans sold out very cheaply if that's who their leader is. Very, very cheaply indeed. Okay, so let's go to the indictments. Whoa, Knight of Swords, and the truth is coming in. We're in an era of truth. We have been and will continue to be in an era of truth. And of course, justice is continually coming forward. The information is continually coming forward. The bombshells are continually coming forward. And at any one time you think, is this going to be the straw that broke the camel's back? And it's not. The Republican or the MAGA extremists, not all Republicans, my friends are Republican, decent Republicans who don't support Trump. They're never Trumpers. Decent Republicans, not all Republicans. But the MAGA cult extremist wing, superficial, the ones that that sell out, they're still in the defendant Trump's camp. So we continue, don't we? Okay, so the questions that I have is, will he actually be indicted? Because a target letter is not an indictment. It's just a forewarning that you may be. And of course, we all understand he's not. This is not a court of law. This is for entertainment purposes only. He may or may not be guilty, and a trial will determine that. However, I'm pretty sure intuitively he's going to be indicted. I did read on this in another forum yesterday, and what emerged was somebody very, very close to Trump. I thought somebody, either family member or someone he considers family, has flipped on him. Somebody he never expected. Now, the ones, I think multiple people have flipped, but this one person, it provided the link, a very strong link between Trump and the attempted insurrection, or attempted coup, the insurrection. It was an insurrection. This one person provided that link. Now, a question remains is, what are the charges that he might be pursue, that special counsel, DOJ, Jack Smith, might pursue. Well, will he go for the big one, seditious conspiracy, or will, as Lawrence Tribe, the constitutional law professor, says, maybe you'll leave that alone in search of cases that can be prosecuted in a straightforward way, and that would be that obstruction to prevent or stop a government meeting or process. In other words, stopping the certification of the election, and also inciting insurrection. Will he go for those, or will he go for the big one, or will he go for all of them? But first of all, will he be indicted? Will the trial proceed before 2024? Because up until now, I thought it won't. I thought it would be post-election. And, these MAGAs that are clinging to the cliff in all their hypocrisy, blatant self-serving reasons and cultish reasons, will they actually continue to support him, or will it continue to erode, his support continue to erode? Finally, third-party candidate. There's whisperings that no labels may field someone like Joe Manchin. I don't know that that's been confirmed yet. However, if it has, we're simply going to ask, will a third-party candidate, whether it's Manchin or the conspiracy theory person from the Kennedy family, will they make a difference here? Now, Trump has been quite open about his plans, if he wins a second term, to create an authoritarian government. It's all about fear, isn't it? Creating fear and mayhem. Okay, so will Trump be indicted? Because that's got a general appeal to some people as well, including donors. Okay, so will Trump actually be indicted for January the 6th? Will Trump, what can you show me, Spirit, that will make it clearer in some ways to my viewers? So I'm getting a really strong Knight of Swords coming forward. Will Trump... I'm kind of getting the Civil War era. I'm not sure why. And a very old clock, like a mantle clock. Obviously, symbolically, time is ticking. But it could go to seditious conspiracy as well. But anyway, that's for the next question. Will Trump be indicted? I mean, the Knight of Swords says yes. Yes, he will, and it's coming quickly. I did throw a timeline. I believe he'll be indicted next week. Okay, either beginning or end of next week. Sometime next week, I believe the indictment will come. But let's check. Will he be indicted, please? Thank you. So we have the Four of Pentacles, withholding information, insecure, feeling very insecure. I'm using the new Paladoni deck by the late David Paladoni and his old Aquarian deck for clarification. Four of Pentacles, withholding something. So the charge that relates to not doing anything while the riot insurrection was taking place. So this tells me straight away that this trying to stop the certification, the charge that relates to that is proven. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so again I get Ten of Pentacles is family money, grift, can be that grifting card as well. There's campaign, not campaign violations, although there could be that as well. This is wire fraud. He's hidden some money somewhere, or he's misused money that he's raised, and there's a charge coming on that. The Eight of Cups, walking away, resignation as at the foundation of the reading. So this gives us our overall energy. It's, there are a few things that are predestined, but in a way we know where this is going. This is a loss for him, and it's a loss for the Republican Party. This is, if you don't want the DOJ to investigate and bring charges, then don't attempt the alleged crime. This is loss. And really, this is an energy that has been with Trump. That's why I opened with multiple time loser, trying to create the big lie that the election was stolen. He knew before the election, through polling and other intel, he knew he was going to lose. That's why he set up false narratives. He's a loser. Okay, 9 of Cups. He's a cheat. I'm thinking of the sports field. He's a loser. Okay, so 9 of Cups, we get wish fulfillment. And yes, the DOJ dragged the chain, and probably too much. And there'll be reasons for that as to why that happened with Merrick Garland. We don't know what the books were like, so to speak, when he came into the Department of Justice, what work he had in front of him. We don't know that. Because remember, we even had someone in the Department of Government Services refusing to do the handover to Biden. So that's how low it sank. So I reserve judgment on Merrick Garland, but it has put us very close to, there's Merrick Garland there and Biden in the sky. It has put us very close to the 2024 election cycle. King of Cups is emotional wisdom and emotional maturity here, knowing exactly what one is doing and when one does it. Now, the Knight of Rods, will he be indicted, was a simple question. When I say quickly, next week is quick. It's going to be sooner rather than later. And we get the 4 of Rods in the here and now. There's something around Mar-a-Lago as well. That's home and family. Somebody that Trump considered family flipped big time. The 4 of Cups. Now we've got 3 cups lost and 1 remaining. In the environment, many people are disappointed that he wasn't indicted sooner, that we're in this position. But having said that, with the complexity of all of this, indicting a former president who should never have been elected in the first place, but that's how democracy works. There's 1 cup remaining, and in that cup is a new start. Hopes and fears, we all want the end of this. We all want the end of this. And this is also... It's an old cycle ending. We know that. We know this is a period, a shameful period in history. And I'm just going to say that. A shameful period in history when, if you haven't heard my last podcast, I go on about this. I'm on my soapbox. When lies became the currency and alternative facts. And facts didn't matter, and they became alternative facts to support the lies. Shameful period. Now we have the Chariot, and yes, those charges are coming, and they're coming quickly. Now we have restriction and a great deal of fear. A great deal of fear here, and this is the stakes that are at play. The 5 of Pentacles. That talks about shutting people out, making sure that this doesn't happen again, making sure also that you don't get that insurrection type energy, that you get fair elections. These charges had to come because otherwise you would never have brought this shameful era where elections weren't fair and transparent to a close. Now we also have the Empress card and the grief and the loss. So we have Plan B and we have total and utter control. I know who's in control. I know who's in control, and it is the prosecutor. It is Jack Smith and his team. There are new starts coming, and this is an era of truth that we live in at this time. Truth telling. So charges are coming very, very quickly. They are not without their, I'm just going to say, grief that it's come to this. Okay, so yes, he will be indicted, and my intuition is saying sooner rather than later, and possibly next week. Okay, so the question is, does he go the full way? He go the full way and try and prosecute on seditious conspiracy? Well, maybe we'll just ask. All right, I know what we'll do. We'll take the charges individually. All right, wire fraud, campaign violation, wire fraud, for anything to do with foreign money. No, let's just, there's so much, isn't there? Okay, so bear in mind that what is prosecuted now might be only a forerunner to what could be prosecuted later on. Okay, because once somebody goes down, they go down. And on that, we've now got fake electors being charged at the state level. No pardons for them. Michigan's charged. I think Arizona will move next if they haven't already. And federally, you'll have federal charges against those fake electors as well. I'm hearing a whole slew of charges around election fraud to come, that will be coming. But we are in year 3. We're 2023. So it's taken a while, hasn't it? Okay. All right. What is that saying about Martin Luther King on the moral arc of the universe moves slowly? Partisan and inevitable consequences for that insurrection is what jumped out there. Okay, so let's take it. Wire fraud. Will he be charged with wire fraud? He raised millions, hundreds of millions off taking this to court, and now it's going on his legal expenses. Now, wherever else it's going, we don't know, because he's withheld some records there. Whoa, tower. Gosh, it's the big one. It's the cracker now. Okay. Popcorn at the ready, if you like. Will he be charged with wire fraud? Will he be charged with wire fraud? Will Trump be charged with wire fraud? 9 of rods, guardrails, boundaries, and the Ace of Cups. New starts, that's emotion as well. The need for guardrails is what this is saying. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. Yes, I can already tell. 9 of Pentacles is all about having wealth, having everything you need. We have the Emperor. I think this goes a bit further. Pardon me. The Emperor, president, is in the past. The president in the past. The 10 of Cups, the voter. Yeah, this is the fraud that has been perpetrated on voters, on his constituents. Give me $5. Knight of Cups. Give me. I love you. Give me. I saw the Knight of Pentacles just before I started this reading. Wish fulfillment. Oh, give me your money. Give me your money. Commitments, contracts, in the hopes and fears. Death card, the end of something. Wow, that's pretty shocking. A lot of anxiety here. The end of his grifting. The end of a cycle. What's going on here? And the 2 of Rods, something that comes to fruition in time. Here's the Knight of Swords here and the Chariot at the end of the day, and the 4 of Rods. So let's pull a clarifier on this death card. What does this mean? What's the next? The 2 of Rods, and what comes next? The Knight of Rods, movement, very quick movement forward. So this might might be a charge to come a bit later on. The end of his... if he breaks those fundraising laws, does the pack get outlawed? Does something happen there? I'm not sure, but something's coming to an end here. His grifting is coming to an end. Show me this Death card. Seven of Cups, illusion and delusion, decisions, crossroads. And we get the Queen of Swords, logic, transparency, stability through logic, and plan B. There's something around his finances winning that is going to be called into question that's actually going to affect his ability to fundraise in this way in the future. I don't know how all of that works, but that's what I'm seeing. May not be the first charge to come next week. So let's keep going with our charges. Let's keep going with our charges. Now this is the one that Lawrence Tribe thinks will really fly, and that is the trying to stop the certification of the votes. So obstruction of a government process, a meeting or some kind of government process, obstruction of that. Is this the charge? Obstruction of a government process. Obstruction of a government process. Will he be charged with this? Two of Cups. Commitments, contracts, and the Death card. Oh my goodness me. If someone's charged with that, I don't know what the fallout, if they're convicted of that, I don't know what the fallout is. But we have the full card. These are the new starts and the voter. Okay, this is a certification. Yeah, I'm just going to say this is definitely a charge coming for him. And the Seven of Rods that he will have to defend. So you can expect that to occur. The Queen of Pentacles is about security, domestic, national security, guardrails needed. Absolutely, guardrails needed. And we get loss for him. So this is definitely a charge I feel that's coming through. This obstruction, trying to stop a government process. And on that matter, will others be charged with that? Will others in Congress and perhaps around him, if not now, but eventually, will others in Congress or around Trump be charged with trying to obstruct a government process? It's the big one. Will others around Trump and potentially Congress, will any of those people in Congress be charged with trying to obstruct a government, the certification of the election? Will anyone in Congress be charged with trying to stop the certification of the election, this obstruction of a government meeting or process? Two of Rods, yes. Okay, so in time, not right now. Three of Swords, betrayal. And we get the Hermit, isolated. This is on the down low, if you like. The World card, endings and beginnings, major arcana, endings of cycles, and the High Priestess. These are people who in the Congress that did this in secret. Secrets are going to emerge, and we get the Three of Rods here. He's built the evidence up. They might not have a target letter yet, but they will. That's coming. The Page of Rods steps forward, and the Queen of Rods. Okay, so this is already in train. This staff, if you like, motivation, the plan, the project, the whole game plan. Jack Smith's whole game plan is in train. The Three of Cups, hopes and fears, celebration, and then you got a lot of people in Congress that have already clicked that they might be next. Oh, Smith is playing a masterful game on this one, withholding the votes, withholding information, and we get new starts. All of this will go to new starts. Okay, so not yet, but they're coming, and you've heard it here. They're coming. All right, Smith is playing chess with them, and they're aware that if fake electors can be charged and prosecuted and found guilty, to do with election fraud, then what about their action? All right, so inciting an insurrection. I think this might be the one that might fly as well. We know that the obstruction will Trump be charged? Criminal defendant Trump, will he be charged with inciting an insurrection? Will Trump be charged with inciting an insurrection? Weapons there. When he refused to, he knew they had weapons. Okay. 5 of Cups, loss, grief, people died. And we get the 4 of Rods. This is families. Families demand justice as well. The King of Rods is the King of Cups, sorry, is Merrick Garland. Justice is demanded for what happened that day. The Emperor, hundreds and hundreds of people have faced charges. The key leaders have, 15, 16 years in jail. They're really going with that. But the president is in the past. Bombshells. I think this is the charge. Oh yes, the Tower. That's my signifier card for my personal signifier card for January the 6th. And here's our Knight of Swords clarifying that. So the two charges I believe that Trump will be charged with: this obstruction of a government meeting, certification of the votes, and inciting an insurrection. Now, in order to prove that, then somebody very close to him has flipped. Well, let's just see. Seditious conspiracy, does he get charged with that? I'm hearing no, and not yet anyway. I think these earlier charges will come forward first. Does Trump get charged with sedition? That could be the post-election charge that I'm seeing. Does Trump get charged with seditious conspiracy? The Queen of Rods, planning. The 6 of Pentacles, aiding and abetting. The 10 of Pentacles. Those that fundraised might find themselves later on with a charge where they knew that an insurrection was going to. It's all about what they knew would happen. The 3 of Cups. Okay, so this is the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and consistent effort. He's planning to charge him with seditious conspiracy. I don't know if it'll come forward in this current round, but it's certainly he could certainly face this charge later on. He might still be working on people to flip on him. Ace of Pentacles, payment, money, and the Ace of Swords. We're living in an era of truth. Goodness gracious, 2 aces. There's something around money. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups again. People are moving away from him and will continue to move away as these cases ramp up. The Fool, because they're going to try and save their own skin. 9 of Swords. That's great anxiety and the world, endings and beginnings, and the Last Judgment. Oh my goodness. It's coming. Seditious conspiracy is coming. It's just a question of when. And there's something around the money flow that is important in this investigation. Oh my God. I'm sure of inciting insurrection and obstruction of the government meeting, certification. Seditious conspiracy is coming. It's inevitable that it comes. It's just a question of when. Okay. Will the trial proceed? So what's basically going to happen in the months ahead is that more and more people who were involved in the insurrection and attempted coup have flipped. And it's like Smith is just like an image that I got was him moving down a dark tunnel like the hermit, okay, doing it on the quiet. One section of the tunnel gets lit. He moves on to the next section. It gets lit, and he's methodically working his way down. I want to say that timing is, there's such a thing as divine timing. And now is the time for all of this over the next, this will go on for the next couple of years. Will this case, these, I'm not going to say smaller, they're very serious. Will this be heard before the election? Will Trump's indictments for January the 6th be heard before the 2024 election? It'll be heard in DC as well. 3 of Rods, they've already done a lot of the work, and it's inevitable. It's inevitable. I think that they will be held. And I think this is why I think Lawrence Tribe, the Professor Lawrence Tribe, bless him, I think he's correct. My logical mind says that I think he's correct. 10 of Swords is in the past, and the Page of Rods. We move forward with that staff of knowledge, awareness, and the Magician card, manifestation. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. These are good cards so far. Queen of Rods, they plan for these charges to be held before the election. They want to end this cycle, end this shameful cycle. 2 of Rods, something coming to fruition in time. And the 7 of Cups, it's not a straightforward process. And we get commitments. 2 of Cups, many choices, many pathways they're going to have to navigate. We've got moderation. Let's take a bit of a look. Will it be held? I'm thinking they want to, but they're going to run into a lot of issues. So something, be patient. Be patient. 7 of Cups, will this be held before the election? 1 charge. Okay, so we get the Devil, a lot of toxicity here, and we get wish fulfillment. The 7 of Cups again, choices and crossroads. I'm not getting a clear one on that. I think they want to. There's going to be some obstacles there. Will they be able to bring forward 1 charge at least before the election? Will they bring forward 1 charge before the election? The Hermit and the Page of Cups. It's possible. And the Empress card. 3 of Rods again, that's important. These are also overseas influences, and it's inevitable that moderation will return, that Trump's era will end. It's possible, maybe 1 charge. If it is that obstruction, is it my understanding they can't hold office if they're convicted on that one? One question, I know this is, but it's important. Let's have a look. Will he be the nominee? So he might win the Republican nomination, but what I've seen in the past is he doesn't get it. In the end, a woman, it's like a woman, whoever his vice president is, I'm assuming that would be Nikki Haley, steps into the breach because maybe he's convicted on this charge before 2024. Does he get convicted on this charge? Does Trump get convicted on this obstruction of a government meeting or process? Does he get convicted on this before 2024? Or his health fails? Well, we get the Sun card. That's the strongest. I say to my viewers, I say to you, if you're looking at the major arcana and you're looking for a yes, that will be the strongest. And we get the 6 of Pentacles, balance, giving and receiving help. We've got abuse here as at the foundation. The 7 of Pentacles, plan B. Again, Jack is playing a very good game of chess, moving out of troubled waters. And then we get loss and resignation. That is Trump's signature card from 2017 onwards. The loser, withholding. So the Supreme Court would have to go all the way to the Supreme Court, and I'm saying yes. This is Jack Smith's masterstroke. Moderation, temperance, healing, and the 2 of Rods, we could see 2 months. There's something around 2. So I asked that question. The outcome cards are yes cards, but we've got him having to make choices about what he can prosecute before the election. Some charges will be after. I think the big one, seditious conspiracy, will be after, but I think one charge may go forward before the election based on, if this is proven true, then he shouldn't be the nominee. Okay, so I know it's getting late. All right, will Lee Willie win the nomination? I've read on that in the past. I felt he does, but he doesn't make it to the 2024 election. Let's ask if a no labels candidate, whoever that is, I've already seen Biden winning decisively. Will a no labels because I don't think they've committed to that. I don't think the Kennedy, the conspiracy theory person, I don't think that he is going anywhere, really. Okay, so no labels. Will they field a candidate? I'd like to see Manchin get his comeuppance. Justice. Okay, there's justice. A question of justice and truth here. Seven of Cups, illusion and delusion, smoke screens, not everything with no labels is as it seems. We have the King of Cups in the past, and we have loss and resignation. If Trump's no longer the candidate, moderation in the near future. The Emperor card, control, the president and new starts. We get the Sun card, full illumination. They may have to disclose who their backers are, and we get victory card and division. There's an element of no labels. This is yet to come out. They are trying to stop a Biden win, but they won't be successful. Endings and beginnings, and the Tower card. Yeah, so there's more to come on no labels, and being set up in order to support the Republican nominee. It won't work. Biden gets a second term. All right, I'm just going to leave it there. This is long, and I've run out of steam, but there you have it. That's what I've got for you.